Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis where I'm going to analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. And this week the market is presenting some really nice trades, and I have 5 pairs with those interesting trades selected today that I am really excited to share with you. And later on in the video we will have a look at some pairs from last week to see how they have performed, so stay tuned until the end of the video for that. Now without further ado, let's start here with the pair NZDJPY. And on NZDJPY, I'm currently looking at a possible long trade. And this trade is a fairly simple break and retest trade. So we have this area of interest here, which has been respected by the weekly candlesticks several times. Okay, so this has been a resistance area, and I'm hoping now that this is turning into support. So I am waiting now for the price to come back into the area, and then I want to see a decent price rejection with a small liquidity sweep below this former resistance area. And this liquidity sweep would then indicate that this is turning into support now. We even have a round psychological level here. Price is respecting quite often, and this is the 89 round psychological level. So I'm waiting for price to come back into the area. I want to see on the lower time frame the price action that's indicating a shift of structure, a liquidity sweep, some bullish price movement, and then on the lower time, on even lower time frame, say the 2 hour or the 4 hour, I'm looking for my entry price formation, which could be a morning star or a engulfing candlestick. Now I usually do not like trading pairs that have a really huge price gap in between, because I believe those price gaps want to get filled, but in this case it seems to be a thing about the broker. And if you look on the lower time frame, you can see there is actually some price movement here. So it's just on the 2 hour chart for whatever reason that there is this gap, but do not be confused because of that. Right now this is still a non-existent gap, so it was just there visually, and now I'm waiting for the retest of the zone, set my price alarm, and then I'll have a closer look, and hopefully we will continue to the upside. And since it's the new month, it's December, or it's going to be December actually tomorrow, so the monthly candlestick will be closed. It's really important to look on the monthly chart for the coming weeks. And on the monthly chart, we can even see here that this monthly candlestick has been a really big green one. We have closed above the area of interest, the round psychological level, indicating a really bullish price movement and price action. Now the retest of the zone could be the wick down of the new monthly candlestick that it's forming, and on a lower time frame, as I said, I will be looking for my entry, and then if I get a chance to open a long position, I will do so. So that's the plan for NZDJPY. Now let's go on to the next pair, which is NZDCAD. And we can start here on the monthly chart immediately, because on that chart you will see why I am interested in another long position here on NZDCAD. So NZDCAD, it looks like this is kind of forming a head and shoulders pattern, right? Which is usually a really bearish pattern. We have a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So this is on the monthly chart. Right now we are, I wouldn't say technically in a really strong downtrend, but we are in a trend where the higher price swings are lower. So we are technically only creating lower highs, but we've stopped creating lower lows here. So that has been going on for 1.5 years roughly, that the price has been creating lower lows. So my idea is that since this monthly candlestick closed really neutrally, it has rejected and grabbed the liquidity sitting below the round psychological level here, the 0.8 round psychological level, an area of interest which has been respected by the weekly candlesticks and of course the daily candlesticks. So it looks like this has been clearly rejected, and now I'm waiting for the break and retest, and to be really specific, now already the entry for a potential long position here on NZDCAD, because I am expecting a reversal to a higher price level. So the weekly chart, or the weekly candlestick, has closed above the zone and left a rather small wick, but it's still a wick. And I'm expecting the retest liquidity sweep. It's going to be the wick down of the forming weekly candlestick, the monthly wick as well of the new monthly candlestick. The wick down will be the retest of this area and the round psychological level, and then hopefully the next weekly candlestick will be a green one, or the next daily candlesticks will also turn green. But right now I'm still waiting for it to sweep some more liquidity below the area, show bullish price movement, a clear rejection of this area, and then I would open the long position. So it's important to be patient here again. I do not want to rush this position. I will just monitor it, see what is going to happen, what's going on this pair, and then make the decision based off of that. So that's the plan for NZDCAD. Now let's have a look at the next pair, EURGBP. And EURGBP is probably my most favorite pair out of all the pairs from this week, because this can be a really clean and clear break and retest trade as well. So let's have a look at the weekly chart here. So we have this area of interest which has been resistance, and I hope it will turn into support now. We broke through the area and we're now coming back into the area, even with a round psychological level, the 0.875 round psychological level. I want to see when the next weekly candlestick is forming, and the next days maybe there's going to be a stronger wick down here again of the round psychological level, and in this area sweeping the liquidity, then showing some bullish price action, bullish momentum. I want to see a shift of structure on the lower time frame. I just want to see some more indication that we are now heading to the upside. And the last monthly candlestick has been rather neutral, but if the new monthly candlestick is forming, that could be the wick down, and then we might get a wick fill, a continuation to the upside, which I can profit off of if I open the position in the right moment and if the price action is telling me to do so. I will of course be patient again, have a look at the price action, but right now this is one of my favorites, and it just looks really, really beautiful and really, really clean. You have the break, you have the retest, and especially on the weekly chart, it took several weeks, but now we are coming back into the area. You can see here we even had a really beautiful head and shoulders pattern with a break and retest, all that on the month, on the weekly time frame, and now we broke through this area again. We are testing it now. Maybe it's going to be a neutral week, we don't know. Maybe the entry will not be there in the coming week, but I will definitely keep an eye on this pair. So this is the plan for EURGBP. Now let's go to the next one, which is EURCHF. And EURCHF is another long position I am looking at, or I am looking for. On the daily chart, we can see we have another area of interest. It's a bit difficult for me to draw some clear round psychological levels where those area of interests are here on the EURCHF chart, because as you can see for my broker here, there isn't really the area of interest, especially here with the candlesticks, where there's a clear round psychological level. So the most even round psychological level was the 0.93 round psychological level, but this is a bit further away from the actual price action going on and where the price or the zone where the price has reacted to. So I am now looking for a continuation to the upside after it broke through this area here. We can see we have a weekly candlestick leaving a really nice wick, and when the next weekly candlestick is forming, I want to see a wick down of this weekly candlestick and then a wick fill in the coming week. And while this wick down is happening, this is going to be the retest of this area and where I'm looking for the entry. Yes, of course, the price could come down as low as the 0.93 round psychological level, and if it's rejecting that in confluence with the 50 EMA here, then this would be a really clear signal for me. And if the lower time frame is giving me the bullish price action that I'm looking for, then this is a long entry for me. Right now I'm still patient, I'm going to wait, but if it's giving me the bullish price action, then I'm definitely interested in opening a long position. So on the monthly chart, we can see here we've been struggling to create new lows here, and it's been ranging quite a lot within this monthly zone. The recent monthly candlestick has also been a green one closing above the area. Now my idea is that there will be a wick down and hopefully another green monthly candlestick, which is going to have which is caused by a general correction of the CHF pairs in the coming months. So if it's a green candle, then great. I really hope I can profit off of that. I am now waiting for the entry here, and I'm going to set a price alarm because I see I haven't done that yet. Now I've done so, and I'm waiting for price to come into the zone and then see how it's reacting to it. Now let's go to the final pair already, which is CADJPY. And CADJPY is also a break and retest trade for me. So we can see an area of interest. The area has been resistance for quite some time. We have resistance here, we have resistance here, we have resistance here. Now we broke through this resistance, and now I hope it will turn into support. So I'm waiting for price to come back into the area, sweep some more liquidity, or just have a liquidity sweep, a further push to the downside. Then I want to see on a lower time frame some really bullish price action here, that this area is getting rejected and there are a lot of buyers jumping into the market. If this is happening, that this is going to be my entry signal here on a weekly chart. Next weekly candlestick, maybe it's a red one, maybe the next week will close red, and then the week after there's going to be the continuation to the upside I can profit off of. But right now I'm looking for a long entry in the coming week. And on the monthly chart, of course, the monthly candlestick has closed above this significant area, and now when the new monthly candlestick is forming, I want the wick down to be the retest of this area and then a continuation to the upside. So a fairly basic break and retest trade. It's just important to wait for the entry signal now and wait for the price to show the bullish price action and the bullish movement that's giving me more confidence that there's going to be the continuation to the upside. So that's already it with the pairs for the coming week. Now let's have a look at some pairs from last week and see how they have performed. For example, we have USD-CHF. So on USD-CHF, I was looking for a long entry here and a price continuation to the upside. And to be honest, I still see it happening and it's still possible. I have shared in my free Telegram channel that I have opened a long position here on Friday. I know Friday, this is not the most ideal time, especially not if the month is ending. But if you look at the monthly candlestick here, it has closed quite neutrally with this Morningstar monthly candlestick formation. And I still see possible that we will have a continuation to the upside. We have a rather small red weekly candlestick showing some really weak bearish price movement and price momentum, and we do have daily candlesticks here closing really neutrally, indicating some indecisiveness and buying pressure. So unfortunately with my entry, I got stopped out on that Friday when I entered the trade, but that's fine for me. I still see a continuation to the upside possible. However, for now, I do not want to re-enter this pair. I just want to watch what is going to happen, and I just want some more and some clearer price action before I consider opening a new position on USD-CHF. So let's have a look at CADJPY, and on CADJPY the plan was to wait for a further or a new retest down into the area a little further and then open a long position to benefit of the rising price. And what you can see, the price actually continued to the upside. However, it did not come as low as I wanted it to be in order for me to open the position. So I did not get the chance to open a long position here. But right now, what I'm definitely waiting for is I'm waiting for a breakout out of this area. Then I want to have the retest, which is why I've set an alarm here. So I will get notified if the price is breaking out of the area. So the next trade idea will be a break and retest trade. However, that's probably going to take 2 weeks or something. So I would just keep an eye on the pair, mainly for the coming week. I've set a price alarm and then I'll see if it's going to give me the chance. Right now, it looks like the next trade on that pair will be the break and retest trade. So let's have a look at the final pair, AUD-USD. And the plan on AUD-USD was to trade this head and shoulders pattern here, which, you know, is a bearish pattern. We have the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and the head here on the weekly chart. We've had the break of the neckline, and I was now waiting for the retest of this neckline to then open a short position with the price action on the lower time frame. However, it never gave me my entry signal here. It never rejected the neckline area, so I never opened a short position. And as you can see, the price continued climbing higher, so I totally avoided the loss by not opening the position too early. It's unfortunate. It was a really beautiful head and shoulders pattern. Who knows, maybe the price is going to continue to the downside anyways, or it will continue higher. In any case, I will be prepared. I set a price alarm here, so if it's deciding to break through this area, then I will probably hop on a long position if it's deciding to retest the area again. And that's already it for this week's Sunday market analysis. Of course, I've looked at the other pairs too, and there were some really interesting candidates, and it was difficult for me to decide what the best trades are, but I've selected those 5 pairs and I've set price alarms on the other pairs, and if any of those alarms is getting triggered, I will have a look at the respective pair again and then see if I find another decent trade opportunity for the coming week. If you want to get notified whenever that happens, and if you want to receive regular trade updates on my actual running trades and information on when I open a position or when I close a position, then you can just join my free Telegram channel. I will put the link to it into the video description. You will also find a link to my other socials there. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week. Remember to manage your risk properly and see you next Sunday.